All right, everybody, welcome back. Get ready, because today we're going to try to unpack something pretty wild. We're doing a deep dive on large language models.
LLMs for short.
Right, LLMs for sure. Like what makes ChatGPT tick.
Exactly.
I spent way too much time reading this research last night. Totally worth it, but wow, some seriously next level stuff.
I'm intrigued. I'm excited to hear what you found so interesting.
Well, we all know these LLMs seem like magic, right?
Yeah.
Writing poems, composing emails. Heck, I even had one debate philosophy with me the other day. But
It's pretty impressive.
it really is. But have you ever stopped to think about what's actually going on in those silicon brains of theirs? How are they processing information so effectively?
Well, and like any complex system, there are always bottlenecks,
Yep.
right?
Oh, that's got to be frustrating for the researchers.
It's actually the focus of the research we're looking at today. It's this thing called the Softmax bottleneck, and it has to do with how LLMs actually understand and generate human quality text.
A bottleneck. Okay, so that doesn't sound good. What exactly is causing this bottleneck?
So at the heart of it, it comes down to this thing called self-attention. It's how LLMs understand the relationship between words in a sentence, even if those words are far apart.
Okay, so if I'm understanding this right, that's how the LLM knows that at the beginning of a sentence is related to, say, cat a few words later.
Precisely. It's all about understanding context.
Yeah.
And within this self-attention process, there's a component called softmax.
Softmax. All right, so what does Softmax actually do? Why is it important?
Think of it like a ranking system for words in a sentence. So let's say the LLM is looking at the sentence, "The fluffy cat sat on the mat." Softmax swoops in and analyzes the importance of each of those words. Cat would likely be ranked highly, maybe followed by sat and mat, while those less important words like the and fluffy would be ranked lower.
Ah, so it's figuring out the key players in each sentence, but isn't that like essential? I mean, for the LLM to actually know what's going on?
You're exactly right. It's crucial for the model to make sense of everything. The problem is that this ranking process, this softmax, eats up a ton of processing power.
So it's like, what, trying to handwrite a rank list of every book you've ever read? That's got to take a while.
It's a great analogy. It takes a ton of time and energy. And as you can imagine, this ranking gets even more demanding as the text gets longer and more complex.
Okay, I'm starting to see the problem here. So it's like when my phone freezes trying to load a super long article, everything just grinds to a halt. Is that what's going on with these LLMs?
Precisely. It's a major bottleneck,
Mm.
especially when it comes to generating those really impressive long-form responses. Researchers have been wrestling with this softmax limitation for a while, but this new research out of Google and the University of Michigan might have a solution.
Ooh, a solution. Tell me more. What is it?
They've developed something called ConSmax.
ConSmax. Okay.
And it's a really fascinating approach. Instead of ranking every single word like we talked about, ConSmax uses what they call learnable parameters to kind of streamline the entire process.
Learnable parameters. So like shortcuts or something.
You got it. Think of them as predetermined guidelines that help the model quickly understand the importance of words without needing to go through that whole ranking process every single time.
Okay, that's pretty clever. So instead of like a single chef meticulously preparing every element of a five-star meal from scratch,
Love that analogy.
ConSmax is like having a whole kitchen crew, firing on all cylinders. They've got their routines down. They know what goes well together, and boom, masterpiece in a fraction of the time.
A perfect analogy. ConSmax is all about optimizing the process without having to compromise the end result.
Yeah.
But here's the really amazing part. It doesn't actually seem to hurt the accuracy of the model.
Wait, seriously, so it's faster and just as good? That sounds almost too good to be true. How'd they pull that off?
I know, right? Sounds a little unbelievable, doesn't it? But the research is really promising. It looks like ConSmax can actually achieve comparable accuracy to traditional softmax.
Huh, impressive. But how? I mean, if it's taking these shortcuts, shouldn't that mess with the results somehow?
Well, remember those learnable parameters we talked about? Those
Mhm.
shortcuts,
Yeah.
they're not just random, you know? They're carefully selected during the training process to make sure the LLM doesn't lose its ability to understand and generate human quality text. It's almost
Like what?
like they've developed their own secret language, a way to communicate and process information much faster without losing any of the nuance.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about working faster. It's like working smarter, too.
Exactly.
Okay, so this is all super cool, but I gotta ask, What kind of real-world impact are we actually talking about here? I mean, are we saving milliseconds, or is this something bigger?
Oh, this could be huge. We're talking about the potential for a massive leap in efficiency for LLMs.
Okay, like how massive? Give me some numbers.
In some cases, they found that ConSmax used 3.35 times less power. It took up significantly less space on the chip.
Whoa, hold on. 3.35 times less power. That's what, like, running these AI models on, like, a smartwatch?
That's the idea.
Yeah.
This could revolutionize mobile AI applications.
No more waiting for my phone to catch up with my requests.
Ah.
Okay, that's seriously cool, but let's zoom out for a second. What does this ConSmax thing actually mean for the future of, like, all LLMs, all of AI? Is this a big deal?
It has the potential to be truly groundbreaking. I mean, think about it. Faster, more efficient LLMs could completely change the game.
In what way?
We could be looking at, like, almost instant medical diagnoses. Imagine AI assisting doctors, analyzing those super complex medical images in seconds.
Wow, no more waiting weeks for test results. What else?
Think about education. We could have AI tutors that adapt to each student's learning style in real time, providing instant feedback, guidance, that sort of thing.
Whoa, so like truly personalized learning.
Exactly. We could be on the verge of a world where every student, regardless of where they are or their circumstances, has access to a completely personalized learning experience.
Okay, now you're just making me feel old. No more one-size-fits-all classrooms. Man, this is exciting stuff.
I know, right?
But I have to admit, it's a little intimidating too.
It's understandable.
This is some serious future tech we're talking about.
I have another question, actually. Back when we were talking about ConSmax being faster, you mentioned earlier that ConSmax is a hardware-software co-design, right?
Right.
What does that actually mean in practice? Do they have to, like, invent a whole new kind of computer chip to make this thing work?
That's a great question. It wasn't so much about inventing a brand new chip, but more like they found a way to optimize the hardware we already have, to work in sync with ConSmax's approach.
Oh, I see.
Instead of just focusing on building a faster car, they also redesigned the road itself, got rid of all the speed bumps and traffic lights.
Got it. So it's less about reinventing the wheel and more about making all the parts work together seamlessly, right? Like a well-choreographed dance. Exactly. And,
Yeah.
one of the key innovations here is that ConSmax is synchronization free.
Okay, now you're just using big words to make me feel like I need to go back to school. What does synchronization free even mean in this context?
Fair enough. You got it.
Mhm.
So in those more traditional LLMs, the Softmax process needs to constantly go back and forth between different parts of the model. Like, imagine trying to get everyone in a huge crowd to agree on something before anyone can move on.
I've been in those meetings. Painful.
Right. Super time consuming. But with ConSmax, those different parts can basically work independently at the same time. They don't have to wait for each other to finish.
So it's like parallel processing, but happening inside the LLM itself.
You got it.
Wow, that's wild.
Pretty huge deal.
So instead of one chef trying to do everything in the kitchen, it's more like having multiple chefs, each with their own specialty, working at the same time. And what happens?
Yeah.
You get that 5-star meal, but in a fraction of the time.
Now you're getting it.
Yeah.
It's all about that synchronized efficiency. That's what gives ConSmax the edge.
This ConSmax research is really blowing my mind. I had no idea so much innovation was happening in the world of AI right now.
It really is an exciting time. This field is just exploding with new ideas, new approaches, and this is probably just the beginning. Who knows what other breakthroughs we'll be talking about this time next year.
It's exciting, but honestly a little intimidating too, right?
Totally.
This is some seriously next level stuff. It makes you wonder what the future holds for AI and how it's going to shape our world.
Absolutely. But I think one thing is for sure, the future of AI is going to be anything but boring.
I think you're right about that. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into the amazing world of LLMs, Softmax bottlenecks, and the mind-blowing potential of ConSmax.
It's been a pleasure exploring all this with you.
As always. And for our listeners, if you're as fascinated by this research as we are, be sure to check out the show notes. We'll have links to the research paper along with some other cool resources. Until next time, keep those minds curious.